I stared at you last night while you were sleeping. Justin, calm down. Calm down. Nobody wants to hear that. I stared at you while you were sleeping. I said he was staring at her, probably crying too. I've been watching, and I know you've been watching too. So come peep this. Hi, my peep fam. Welcome to Come Peep This. I'm Miss Series, and I do not miss a series. I am a Married at First Sight expert. I've been watching since season 1, day 1. So we're going to get into it. I have my master's in psychology. So we'll be using some psychology, of course, some humor, all about those giggles and a whole lot of common sense to get through these reviews. Married at First Sight, season 15, episode 4. Let's get it. Justin and Alexis. Surprisingly, they wake up the next day and Alexis actually know who he is. I thought for sure she was so lit she gonna wake up like, who are you? But she knew she recognized him. Justin says, oh, you snore. You snore. And I said, well, that's just that good liquor sleep. That's that champagne sleep. That's all that was. She was just sleeping super hard because her butt was lit. You know how I know Justin cool with the producers? I'm going to say this. I would throw a little bit out there. I know Justin cool with the producers because doing his little, one-on-one with the producers when he's talking in the bathroom with his shirt off, they made sure to shoot him from his pecs up. We did not get the whole body. They made sure to tighten that frame like this. Yeah, they made sure. I said, oh, he cool with the producers now. They looking out for him. Because they did not give us all that he was giving them. It's like, y'all don't even need to see. We just going to have him like, yeah, y'all don't even need, we can see it, but y'all don't even need to. I said, Justin, no, you better get cool with the producers. He getting an edit. He giving a good edit. I get, because they was not showing his shape. Justin's shoulders are so small for his frame. I'm just saying. I've been saying that his shoulders are like a 12-year-old boy. But his head is a man. It's his okay. He can't help the side. Well, I guess you can kind of help the side. But, yeah. He told Alexis, I stared at you last night while you were sleeping. Justin, calm down. Calm down. Nobody wants to hear that. I stared at you while you were sleeping. I said he was staring at her, probably crying too. He's probably looking at her sleep, and in my opinion, probably crying too. I predict that Justin, he's coming on so strong and so quick, super strong, super quick, and then he's going to get sad when that's not reciprocated. He's going to start crying and get all in his feelings when that expedient, immediate love and verbal, affirmations are not returned. But she's not there yet. Nobody's there yet. But you. So calm it down. Like tone it back some. Alexis says she feels comfortable with him and she understands why they were matched. I said, okay. Alexis, to my surprise, she really does like Justin. She's into him. I'm like, okay. She's making it do what it do. I'm like, okay. So Justin serves her breakfast in bed and all that good stuff. And he said, hey, can I get your number? So they did a cute little banter with the whole number exchange thing. I was like, okay, I see you. I see you, Justin. I see you. And then she gave him a hug. They be kissing their kisses. And he gonna say, I love the way you touch me. I guess because she's willing to. I don't know, y'all. You don't say everything that you think like that. He's just too much. We seen that sensitivity on full display. I was watching you while you were sleeping. I love the way you touch me. Ugh. What's wrong? Ugh. Alright, so it's time for them to meet their significant other's people. And so Alexis meets Justin's mother and his friend. And she gonna say, as soon as Alexis sit down, she gonna say, your son's still celibate? I said, so that's why they match y'all. Y'all both do inappropriate outbursts about information and stuff nobody asked for. His mom said, hey, how was the night? How y'all doing? I didn't give your son. What makes you think she even wants that information? She looked at her real crazy. Like, what's wrong with you? And then Alexis, calm that down, girl. What's wrong with you? His mama don't want that information. Nobody asked for it. Y'all are divulging intimate information that no one is asking for. No one is interested in. No one cares. No one. Ugh, she got to tone that down. She asked, so the mother asked, so what happened in your, no, first Alexis asked the question I was waiting for too. She was like, so what happened with his ex-fiance? How did that go? And the mama said, hey, we went dress shopping. Then a little bit later, Justin called me and said the wedding was off and he was toe up. I said, ooh. That girl looked at herself in my opinion, she looked at herself in the dress and said, I can't do it. I won't be able to do it. And dipped out. I said, ooh, so she's basically a runaway bride. So his mother asked Alexis, hey, so you've been engaged 3 times. What happened with that? And Alexis was like, basically, she wasn't ready. She didn't have the right idea of what she thought marriage should be. So, she wasn't ready for it. But, it didn't work out. But, hey, she's with your son now. So, the mother and the friends seemed to, nod their head, seem to agree. But the friend said marriage is not going to be fun all the time. It's not going to be exciting all the time. Marriage is a real commitment. Are you ready for that? Are you ready for that? And Alexis said, yeah, she understands what it is. And, she's going to give it her all. And I really do. Just the way that Alexis responds to him physically, I think she will give it her all. I think she really will. So I'm not worried. I'm not worried about her effort in the marriage. I'm not at all. Zero concerns. So Justin meets with Alexis' mother and her sisters. And I said, Justin know how to dress for his body type. Justin know how to dress for his body type. So that's a good thing. So he's sitting down with his cardigan and his t-shirt. And the sister asks, she said, well, how do you respond when you're angry? And then Justin proceeds to go on and doing all this talking. He said, yeah, if your sister cried, I cried with her. I cried with her. Nobody, I don't want you to cry with me. What does that help? If I'm mad, so mad to the point where I'm shedding tears, you don't come sit next to me and cry with me? That's not a solution. Furthermore, that wasn't an answer to her question. That's just something that he wanted to say. She said, how do you respond when you're angry? Or do you get possessive? Do you get controlling? Do you throw plates? But I really think, in my opinion, that he do a loose run and flop on the bed, put his head in his pillow and start crying. I think that's how he responds when he angry. But that was not the question. He started talking about other stuff. I said, answer her. They want to know, your butt's 6'8", and do you have a temper? That's what the question really was about. That's we need to know that. But no, he's a teddy bear. He said he wants to take care of his woman sexually, financially, emotionally, which we heard that, and I believe him. I believe him as far as wanting the desire to take care of his woman financially, sexually, emotionally, all that stuff. I believe it 100%. I believe it just as much as I believe that Alexis is committed to the process. I think she's going to give it her all. And I think he's going to be able to, say, hey, baby, sit down. I got it. He that type. Lay down. I got it. I got it. I said, okay, Justin. So the sister asked, hey, so what if it doesn't work out? Justin said he's not quitting. He haven't even thought about the possibility of it's not working. And then he going to say, oh, she can't quit either. Even if she wants to, she can't. Justin's sensitivity makes him, in my opinion, Justin's sensitivity makes him crave commitment. Like, this process was perfect for him. Someone that's all in, immediately. Married at first sight process. It was perfect for him because he's so emotional. And I can say confidently that in every relationship that he's been in, I bet you he's always been all in. All in. You know what I'm saying? He don't test the waters, dip a toe and see how it is. He's all in. Because he's sensitive. So we'll see how that play out. I'm just calling it that. We'll see how that play out. And so they get the honeymoon baskets and they're going to Mexico. I'm not going to rag on my sis for not saying the word right, the destination place, because it's in a different language. She speaks, she speaks English. It's her native language. So yeah, she's gonna, mispronounce a word that's in another language. She get a pass on that from me, so I'm not even gonna rag on her for that. She's showing Justin her swimsuits. He's like, oh yeah, that's sexy. He said, just because we start celibate don't mean that we have to end celibate. I'm like, Justin, calm down. And then they're at the airport, and he shoots his diary cam, and he says, I'm going to fall in love with my wife. It might have already happened, with crumbs all over his mouth. Did y'all peep that? I'm a mouth person. His mouth, the way he does that's why I can't stand his sister too. That just amplifies it. The Miguel's sister, that's why I couldn't stand Miguel's sister, because that mouth. Justin talking, grown man with crumbs all over his mouth. I'm gonna fall in love with you. I'll watch you sleep. Like, to each their own. But he's a nice guy, but he had crumbs all over his mouth. And he said he's gonna fall in love with her. How do you know that? He might have already had. How do you know that? How? Alexis said something very important on, I think it was like 2 after parties ago. The show that come on after Married at First Sight. On the after party, she was like, when he told me that he may fall in love with me, I was worried about that because he doesn't know me. So what are you falling in love with? And I said, you right on it. You don't know her enough to love her. You can be infatuated, you can like her, but not love her. So they're in Mexico, and they're talking to the other couples, and Alexis tells them, hey, when I was walking down the aisle, the first thing I thought was, he looks familiar. They had matched on hands. And so the whole group was like, well, what happened? Did y'all go out on a date? What happened? She's like, no, I denied him. I said, no, thank you. About 2-3 times. No, thank you. But she says, now that I'm talking to him, now that we're together, he's my husband. He's my husband and he's perfect for me. I said, go ahead. Alexis is into Justin. I know I say it so much, but I'm so shocked because I did not see that coming, playing out like this at all. I did not, because I thought when she walked down the aisle, she was shocked. And it was a shock. It was actually a double shock. Because she actually was familiar with him. And she told him, no, I don't want this. But, hey, stuff works out how stuff supposed to work out, I guess. Because they together now, she all into it. And then she tells the group that, he's celibate, right? So Justin just sitting there like, So she let the group know. They was like, oh, okay. And then Justin says, man, I was so hard when I woke up. I was so hard. And everybody started laughing. Stasha didn't. Stasha looked real, disgusted. Like, this is inappropriate. And in that situation, I would have been like, Stasha, I don't need to hear about my friend's man being hard, being erect. Earlier, that's something. Why did you have to announce that? He references his package more than FedEx. Justin referenced his package more than Amazon Prime, the one that come quick to you. He talks about his packages, and no one is asking. No one is interested. All that setup y'all did the night of the wedding, her, laying in bed, if it happened, she was so ready, and nothing happened. No one is interested in your package. No one. Sorry. Not UPS, not USPS. Stop announcing that. Oh, it was hard. It's like he's shocked that he could. Isn't that a natural response? Don't every man wake up? Don't tell nobody else that. Ugh. Stasha was looking like, ugh. Ooh, and I would have been right there with her. I would have been like, yeah, girl, I can't believe it. I would have been right there with her. I'm like, you gotta calm that down. You know what? Justin reminds me of on The Office. I'm a huge fan of The Office. When Michael finally got with Holly, or when Holly finally started giving him some attention, and she touched his arm, he was like, ooh, a girl touched me. That's how Justin act. I'll get it. When she touched me, I get chills from my head to my feet. Calm yourself down. It's like he ain't been out the house. Calm yourself. Like he ain't never had, the one that he might have been engaged with. Was that your only girlfriend? I wonder how many women have he been with, in a relationship with. I wonder, because he act like, when they say, when they escape an Amish and they get to be around other people, he like, calm down. But we'll see. Don't forget to like and subscribe and get in these comments. I love to talk, and I always reply to my peep fam. Let's get it.